BMW didn't design every default setting in your car to maximize engine life. They designed them to balance emissions targets, fuel economy numbers, comfort, warranty costs, and owner satisfaction. The problem is some of those same settings can quietly add wear over the next 100,000 miles without ever triggering a warning light. No fault code, no dashboard message, nothing that tells you anything changed. Today I'm walking through 5 of them. The ones I'd personally change first if the goal was getting a BMW to 300,000 miles instead of just to the end of the warranty. Setting number 1. Switching off dynamic stability control. Most BMWs let you dial back or fully disable DSC with one button on the console. And on a dry track day, that's exactly what it's there for. The problem is what happens when drivers leave it off or in M dynamic mode for everyday street driving. Without DSC fully engaged, a hard launch from a stop doesn't get corrected the moment a tire breaks loose. The wheel spins freely, the engine speed jumps unrestrained for a fraction of a second, and then traction grabs again and slams the drivetrain with a sudden load reversal. That cycle, wheel spin, sudden RPM spike, sudden reload, is exactly the kind of shock loading that connecting rod bearings and motor mounts aren't built to absorb on a daily basis. One hard launch on a dry road with DSC off isn't going to hurt anything. The owners I see the wear on are the ones who got used to the sharper response and started leaving it off as their everyday setting, every stoplight, every on-ramp for years. Setting number 2. The transmission's fuel-saving shift logic. This next one is almost nobody connects to engine damage because it sounds like a transmission story, not an engine story. To hit fuel economy targets, BMW's automatic transmissions are tuned to shift up early and hold a higher gear at a lower engine speed whenever possible. It's the same logic behind that little upshift arrow on your dash. The car is trying to keep revs low to save gas. Here's the catch. Modern turbocharged BMW engines build serious torque at low RPM specifically, so this strategy works, and that combination, low engine speed, high load, a turbocharger pushing dense, hot air into the cylinder, is the exact recipe behind something called low-speed pre-ignition. It's a real phenomenon documented across the turbocharged direct injection engines that dominate BMW's modern lineup, where the fuel-air mixture ignites on its own before the spark plug fires, generating a pressure spike far beyond what the engine was designed to handle. It's rare, and it's not something that happens on a gentle commute. It shows up when a driver lugs the engine at low RPM in a tall gear and then mashes the throttle to merge or pass, asking for full power before the transmission has had a chance to drop down. If you feel the car bog and then surge instead of downshifting cleanly, that's the moment to ease off rather than push through it. And a quality LSPI-rated synthetic oil like leaky moly is one of the simplest ways to add a real margin of protection here, since oil chemistry is part of what keeps this risk in check. Every fix in this video, including how to spot this exact moment before it becomes a problem, is broken down in full inside the complete BMW Longevity Bible, if you want the whole reference saved in one place. Setting number 3, launch control. A lot of BMWs come with launch control built in, and it's genuinely fun. Hold the brake, bury the throttle, let the system hold the engine at an elevated RPM, then release the brake for the hardest, cleanest takeoff the car can manage. It feels engineered because it is. The clutch or torque converter is managing a very specific, very abrupt transfer of torque the instant you let go. That abruptness is the whole point, and it's also the cost. Every launch sends a sudden, hard load reversal through the crankshaft's thrust bearing and the motor mounts, the same kind of shock you'd get from the wheel spin scenario earlier, except this time it's deliberate and repeatable. One launch to see what the car can do isn't going to hurt anything. The pattern I actually see wear from is the owner who treats it as a party trick. Every time a friend gets in the passenger seat, every stoplight that looks empty enough. Save it for the rare occasion, not the regular one. Setting number 4, trusting the low oil warning light instead of checking it yourself. Most BMWs built since the mid-2000s don't have a dipstick at all. The oil level lives entirely behind an electronic sensor in the oil pan, checked through the iDrive menu. That's the setting most owners never go looking for because there's no light telling them to. And the warning light on the dash isn't designed to tell you the moment oil consumption starts. It alerts you only after the level has already dropped significantly. That gap matters more on a BMW than on most cars, because BMW's own documentation acknowledges these engines can consume oil at a noticeable rate between services, and a stretched 15,000-mile service interval gives that consumption a lot of time to add up quietly. An owner who never opens the oil menu can go a long stretch running on less oil than the engine was designed around, with nothing on the dash to suggest a problem. Pulling up the level yourself every few thousand miles through the menu takes under a minute, and a scan tool like the Foxwell NT530 will show you the same live oil data the dealer sees, if you want a more detailed check than the dash menu gives you. Setting number 5. Auto start-stop resetting itself every single drive. Most owners who dislike auto start-stop figure out the button, switch it off, and move on, assuming the problem is solved. Here's what catches people off guard. On most BMWs, that setting doesn't stick. Turn it off today, and the next time you start the car, it's back on by default. There's no warning, no confirmation message, nothing in the manual that flags it on the screen you actually look at. The system simply resets itself every single drive on purpose. That means an owner who turned it off months ago may have actually been running thousands more stop and restart cycles than they think they agreed to, simply because they didn't repress the button on a day they were in a hurry, or had someone else driving the car, or just forgot. Each of those restarts asks the oil pump to rebuild full pressure across every bearing before the engine's properly lubricated again, and in heavy stop-and-go traffic that adds up to a lot of restarts hiding behind a setting you thought was already handled. If you've decided the feature isn't for you, the only way to actually keep it off is checking that button is still pressed at the start of every drive, not just the first time you found it. Out of these 5, drop the number in the comments that surprised you the most. I want to know which one nobody warned you about before this video. And if you want the complete walkthrough on protecting against every one of these, oil chemistry included, written out start to finish so you're not relying on memory next time you're sitting at a light deciding whether to hit the gas. The complete BMW Longevity Bible has it all mapped out. Links in the description.